stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin. All right, sorry. No, get serious. Get serious, okay? Get serious. If you have paid attention to the past 3 months of what I call the season of Jeffrey Epstein, right? We should just change it to that. One thing I've noticed being the person that just goes down these rabbit holes into what is going on with Jeffrey Epstein. If you want to know what's going on with Jeffrey Epstein, you have to listen to guys like Mike Benz, Whitney, and the book America Under Blackmail, which I've currently reading, and you guys really need to understand something that I don't think that this is as clear as what they made it out to be, and even what the conspiracy theories guys made it out to be, right? Alex Jones would say these crazy things 10 years ago, like, oh, they're eating babies, they're doing that, and you just be like, oh man, you say it to your stoner friend, and then you move on. But the real fact of this is that I'm being dead serious. I think that this is actually what's going on, and I think it's so much more deeper. I think we're peeling back the layers of how the inner workings of our government works, how our elites work, how Hollywood, the media, and the government are all pretty much the same thing, and they all run off the same layer, and they all kind of react the same to the same situations, if you've noticed, over the past 15 years. And I'm not asking you today as a Democrat or Republican. We're not here to point names, because I feel like that's what most people are doing with these files. They're looking up a name, they're going, oh, you're screwed, it's you. Yeah, you're done. Yeah, listen, just because you hung out with Jeffrey doesn't mean that you were doing things. But it could mean that you were a victim of being extorted. What if you didn't know that the person was underage? But what if you did know and you were okay with it? And our government is not a place where people go to help citizens. It's a place of opportunists and people that get extorted, and over time they just become tools to these outside sources that are in our government. Like the fact that Jeffrey Epstein is connected to all of these things. Iran Contras with the bank BCCI, which was a CIA bank used to funnel money. They were using Bernstein's, and Jeffrey Epstein was hired, then he was fired, but he wasn't fired, and he worked there secretly, and because he was a shady character that could do things like this is the inner workings of how this shows what I've been trying to say for almost a couple years now, is that this is all tied directly to London and the European oligarchs. But I was reading through these emails, and of course I had to find an alternative site to go through the emails, because it is, the DOJ makes it impossibly difficult to go and be like a normal citizen and go read this on purpose. Appreciate it, guys. All of you suck. But I'm real, I've looked through a lot of search warrants on a lot of phones and stuff, especially when it came to like narcotic cells and things like that. So you got to always look for the code words, you know what I mean? Like when I was doing my investigations, we would look for words like dog food and all kinds of things, and it would always pop up. You type in dog food on like a phone drop, and you're going to get like 10,000 messages if the person sells heroin, right? But I went on here and I just, of course I tried pizza, and we read about, hey, everybody likes pizza, right? But pizza was always weird to me because it was attached to the conspiracy theory. So I did some research and I found this little word called jerky. And we all like jerky, right? But I don't think this is the jerky that we're talking about here. So let's just go through these emails. This is sent Saturday, May 4, 2013. Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. Jerky classes, anyone? He will also bring you a taste of new jerky recipe from the restaurant and sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it. Beef jerky and steak. Do you see the correlation here? Cannibal, beef jerky, steak, Cooks. He has time at 3 p.m. tomorrow, if that's okay with you. Yep, completely normal, right? Continue. Wednesday, October 3rd, 2012. Francis Derby, whoever the hell that is, buddy, you're all over the news. You're all over it. Just wanted to touch base about jerky. J.E., aka Jeffrey Epstein, said he was going to start regular food again, so he might be eating less jerky. That said, sorry, I just got stumped up by this. It said he was going to start eating regular food. What is regular food for a trillionaire? And eating less jerky. That said, he has 6 bags of it in the downstairs freezer for his next trip. Damn, my boy's loaded. I believe it should be enough to get him through. Any more questions, please let me know. Francis J. Derby. And that email right there, Carrie on Sherlock, that is the same chick right here that Jeffrey Epstein was seen in. It was a video that was, for some reason, Pam Bondi had them block out his girlfriend while he's dancing with her. Well, again, creating more speculation. This is just a video of him dancing with his girlfriend here, but she's all up in this jerky. I'm flying on Friday. I will bring jerky. Hi, Jeffrey Epstein is asking to bring more jerky, bring more beef jerky on Friday. And see, the beef and the jerky, I genuinely believe, in my opinion, speculative, is that it means like, you know how when you go to like a slaughterhouse and they mix the meats for the sausage, right? Because you don't want like full ground beef, right? You want it mixed with some fats and some extra shit, I guess. But I guess this is what the elites like too. Beef jerky on Friday. Are you also flying on Friday? If not, I would like to collect it from you and take it with me on the plane. Please let me know. Man, this must be some good ass seasoned damn jerky, bro. I mean, it must be off the chain. Please read below from Francis. I will come to teach a jerky class and can also cover chocolate chip pie if you agree to pay me through this period. So I then receive my full paycheck on the 29th of the month, Francis. So Francis wants to teach him some jerky classes and how to make a chocolate cake. Only imagine what chocolate cake is. Listen, this could just be some good ass jerky for all I know. I will. This is another email Friday. Look, this right here's a recipe for the jerky, right? I don't know about you guys. I'm from the South, all right? I'm a country bumpkin, right? I done had a lot of beef jerky in my life, right? It ain't never had no tablespoon of ginger, lemongrass, sweet soy, and ain't nothing like that. You just need some meat and some salt and pepper and a dryer. This is an email right here from Rachel Bova. Subject: jerky recipe. Friday, December 21st, 2012. Beef jerky. Hi. I'll send the jerky overnight once I can get the island's address. I can only imagine what island that is. But I have attached the recipe here for Jeff. Rachel Bova, executive assistant at Steve Hansen, president. Wonder why this person could be. What is this? Okay. From Steve Hansen. Yes. We did it the old way. Redacted. How do I get this batch shipped today? Recipe, yes. Later today, but you don't have the type of beef that Jeff likes. That was the one issue with the last batch. But I just made another batch, picking it up later today, and was going to either send it to you or give it to you, or give it to Eva to bring. I was going to ask Jeff later if Eva is still going in the next few days. So can you ask can you ask which was he thinks be quickest best? People can't spell. Don't matter if you're a damn billionaire, still can't spell or talk. But at noon, jerky is ready to be sent. And I'll give you the recipe. Wow. Sent from a BlackBerry, you know? That's what all the pedos was typing on. They were sending Johnner pics through the Blackberries. This is from redacted to redacted, obviously. We don't want to put nobody's names out here, get nobody in trouble for eating children or something like that, right? Monday, the 27th, 2012. I understand he left on Wednesday last week and had quite a bit of jerky that we sent with him. He must be going through it like crazy. It must be drooling good jerky. I would rather come in and make more on my day off than be so far away that it's not possible to fix things that are wrong. It's actually easier that way. Good Lord, bro. Like, is the process of preparing this certain type of jerky that difficult? If you can let blank or blank know what to do with the tuna, that would be great. blank is still on the ranch. Azora Ranch, I'm assuming. Sorry. On the second thought, I'll be in tomorrow to make jerky happen and prepare it with white tuna. And prepare white tuna. Okay, now it's white tuna. Maybe they are mixing it with tuna. Shit, I don't know. You're just reading it with me. Listen. All these people out here can say they know all this shit. They don't know anything, bro. You all reading these misspelled word emails that I'm reading too, that I'm sitting here. I'm just trying to educate. We're just going through this. This is insane. J.E. is on the island, has the tuna with. Sorry, okay. Jerky will be with me when I get to Little St. James. I can come tomorrow and take care of the white tuna if you like. I'm due back in NYC by the evening. Man, these boys are just flying out to prepare some tuna and jerky. How do we deal with the frozen white tuna? So we know that there's a freezer on Little St. James. We know that. And this right here is old Jeffy getting upset that old Francis Derby, I'm assuming is his chef Boyardee here. I guess on October 19, 2012, it says, my apologies for not having the jerky ready to mail to you Thursday, sir. Truth of the matter, I spent the last Thursday. Could you imagine trying to explain to a cannibal why you didn't cook up his children meat? Truth of the matter is that I spent the last Thursday through Sunday in the hospital and 3 days in bed. I didn't want to bother anyone with my personal problems, but I see now that is a bad move. I reached out to Sue and Sarah on Tuesday about when was the next day I could plan to cook for you, and they were unsure. It's again my fault for not communicating. This is insane. And he's basically apologizing for not coming in to cook. And then Jeffrey responds, again, I'm very, very annoyed. I am concerned that after being off and then being back since Monday, that somehow I have no jerky again. I am very, very annoyed. The man needs his meat, dude. Holy crap, what am I reading? What is this? Guys, have you ever messaged your mother and been like, hey, pick me up a Pepsi from the store? No, because that's not normal to talk about through a damn email. This is a message from 2012 on the 11th, Tuesday. Hi, Leslie. Jeff asked to have a sample of his beef jerky tested for his nutritional value. Wait. Jeff had asked to have a sample of his beef jerky tested for nutritional value. Attached are the results I have received. Please let me know if you need any further. He got his meat tested? Why would you be testing the jerky meat? Listen, they could. Maybe the man is like a jerky connoisseur, dude. But like maybe Jeffrey was hosting like HOA meetings and handing out free jerky samples. I don't know. Here it is, Francis Derby. Just checking in to see if the jerky situation has been sorted out. Sue last week spoke, and you plan to have Rich B FedEx it to Paris. We're shipping beef jerky to Paris, guys. Listen, with that lemongrass season, I'm sure that shit about damn good. I about puked in my mouth a little bit. Here's another weird email from Steve Hansen to J.E. Vacation is, for real, my dig, which I'm assuming is dog, got in my bag when I returned, ate the jerky. Francis is making another 6 ounces, which is what they need. So I can send it off feeling better. Thanks. Actually did 1.5 mile run today, which I'll take for now. How's the island? Yeah, man. Did we analyze the jerky? Let's see if this is a message to Jeffrey Epstein, May 15, 2024. The yumminess is marinating tonight, so it'll be ready Saturday. It'll be so long since you've been jerkied. Can you make some jerky and take it with can you make some jerky? Can you make some jerky to take with me on Saturday? This is crazy, bro. How good is the jerky down on Little St. James? Yeah, I don't know about the jerky thing, man. Let's tell you. Yeah, listen, guys. We could probably go through this for days, and just look at these people continuously sending emails to each other, constantly talking about beef jerky and all these weird words. And listen, and even in some of these emails, it genuinely looks like they're talking about like, hey, I need to pick up some beef jerky and some ground beef at the stove. You know what I mean? But this is starting to look like these people have this language and these coded words, and the fact that like back in the Podesta emails during the Pizzagate scandal, that like the word, oh, I want to, can't wait to hang out and eat some pizza was such a popular thing to say in these messages. And they obviously weren't saying it like that. It obviously was more direct, like, yeah, that pizza looks pregnant. You know what I mean? Like there was things like that going on. There's definitely something to this. 100%. 100%. Like either Jeffrey Epstein just was a beef jerky fanatic, but I highly doubt that be real with yourself. How many times have you emailed someone about beef jerky, or like emailed your wife what to get from the grocery store? You don't. You send a text message. This is 2013, dude. This is like these text messages are, over a decade, or like a decade and a couple years ago. But either way, I'm DJ Rosie, man. That was just some weird. Listen. I have spent the past like 2 weeks just typing in these words, reading these emails, trying to correlate what's going on. And at the end of the day, we still don't know shit, right? I have my speculative ideas of what I think Jeffrey Epstein is, right? I think Jeffrey Epstein is a lot of things. I think he was a representation of Wall Street. I think he was a representation of the elites and how they view us and abuse us. And I think that is the ultimate exception that Americans are going to have to fully swallow, is that this is not a formation from our country. This is the oil filter to the elites across the waters that want to control the United States government. And no, I'm not talking about Israel. That is another country. That is, which bank in what country help fund and help the Zionists get into Israel? And once you can answer that question, and once you understand that, you will realize that Ghislaine Maxwell, being the old British chick that she is, right, and her old famous father, the Ukrainian Ashkenazi Jew, Robert Maxwell, also known as Leslie Johnson and many other names, Ivan Hoke, whatever you want to call him. This is all European elitists, globalists, peering in, warping our country. And this has been going on for a very long time. This is not a time to be having a poll on who was in the files. Oh, Obama wasn't in the files. I'm sure he's not, being he was literally the president during the height of Jeffrey Epstein's largest years of making a lot of money and going crazy. So I'm DJ Rosie, man. If you like the video, if you want to just, hey, get on the website and look. Just type in the words, man. Just go read. A lot of this stuff is like you're just peeking into conversations. It's like butting into somebody's conversation, act like you know what they're talking about. Well, you don't know what they're talking about. So this whole jerky thing could just be a hoorah, but somehow I highly doubt it. Somehow I feel like it definitely has something to do with human flesh, in my opinion. So I'm out.
Hi, I am DJ's AI slave bot. The message of the day is do not eat homemade beef jerky from white people. Thank you, and subscribe and like the video.